this is and what it's showing, if you're wondering, that's a bud scale scar. So what that means is, if we're going to look at this branch, from here up was this year's growth, from here to the final one was last year's growth, etc. So you can actually go and find out how fast your trees or plants are growing by looking at that bud scale scar. And every single species does it, as long as it's a hardwood or a woody ornamental. So I can actually go and look at a plant when I see it and say, what happened 3 years ago? Oh, my sidewalk was dug up, or this, that. Because you'll be able to tell through their bud scale scars what were their troubled years in growth. And some plants will not grow at all each year, really. You know, ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch. Or you'll just have scale scar, scale scar, scale scar, which means it's been for the last however many scars you see, there's been something that's happened. But here's a good idea. Here's the hydrangea model again. If we were to do this, hydrangeas do this, hydrangea trees, this would die off, and it would leave you with this. So in order to combat that and kind of clean it up, the best cut to make would be right across here. And that will leave one bud to grow straight out and kind of eliminate the rest. If we don't want our tree, shrub, bush to grow in this direction, crooked, or you have to think of it where maybe we have a beautiful form of a tree, except for right here in this branch. So we'd rather have it to complete the V shape or whatever we're looking at visually and want. We can actually take our pruners, cut this off at a 45-degree angle, again about a 1/4 inch off, and this branch will continue to grow straight up with this bud. Yeah, they will literally grow wherever you tell them to do. And what will happen is, pruning is usually never a 1-year cycle. It's usually 2 years you can get everything under control. But when you make this cut, next year you might have 2 or 3 branches that come from it. But we still have to remember what we were trying to do. So if you eliminate those other 2 branches and leave this one, usually for 1 more year, it'll completely heal the other 2, and you won't have anything left. Another good idea, and why pinching was on our pruning methods, I think that's kind of funny. Pinching is actually a very, very, very useful tactic. You could have, if we're going to use this as an example again, if there were 2 or 3 buds here, so we had a bud on this side and a bud down here, obviously we want it to grow straight up. This bud would grow this way, this bud would grow that way. You can pinch these 2 off. And that should tell the plant that it wants to put all its energy into growing this bud, and if we're lucky, it would stop it from releasing all the buds underneath the bark, which are going to make it go kind of crazy.